Oh, thanks. It's for sale.
Oh.
Yeah, everything on this necklace, including the chain itself, are going to be for sale. And most of the rings I'm wearing too. Usually I put on a bunch of jewelry before I leave my house to come to the studio, but this time I forgot. So this makes sense. I mean, people want to know how to wear it, right?
Yeah.
And I don't actually sell anything that I wouldn't wear myself, so. Nice nails. Thanks. My daughter did them. She's 3. How's that look? Glittery? Pink glitter. Hi. Oh, hey, Amanda. Hello. Oh, it's Judy. What's up? Okay. 2 things. Hey, Kim. One, Veronica and Lindsay and I are going to be in New York City next week. What are the dates? April 5th, 6th, and 7th?
Yeah.
Is that right? It's a show. Used to be like a trade show, like for the trade, for dealers only. It's called the Jewelry and Object Show. It's at the Metropolitan Pavilion in Chelsea on 18th Street. And it used to be like for dealers only, but then it started getting popular with like collectors and very new dealers who couldn't really buy in the, amounts that dealers can buy. But it's like super friendly. A bunch of our London-based friends, peers, colleagues are going to be there, and we're going to be there too. We're going to bring the whole collection, and you can try stuff on, talk to us. You do not have to buy anything or intend to buy anything to chit-chat with us. We just really like to schmooze. I also love to give free advice, whether it's asked for or not. So if you're like starting a little jewelry business, I will answer questions that you might have. If you want a second opinion on something that you're thinking about buying from another dealer, I will totally weigh in. If you need like introductions to other dealers who I think are friendly to people starting out in the business, or just, whatever. If you're there to look, please talk to us. Like, this is a good place to chit chat. And I'll be bringing some things that no one's ever seen before, and then everything from our website pretty much is going to be there. So, oh, hey, Danielle. Hi, Amy. What's up? Okay, usually I wait until 100 people come into the room. What's your count, Virginia, or Veronica? Because this is it's like weird and glitchy on mine.
64, it looks like.
Okay, 64. Got it. I'll go over some housekeeping while we're here. Everything that you guys buy tonight is pretty much considered final sale. No returns, no exchanges. So I know you have to act fast, and it's like exciting and the pressure's on, but still use your best judgment. Like, if you're gonna have regrets 10 minutes later, then don't buy it. Amy, yeah, Instagram's acting a little weird for me too. Please, anyone, if you're seeing that, let me know. Okay, so shipping maybe a little bit delayed. We're all going to be traveling all week, and this is usually a lot of orders to go out. I'm going to ship a bunch of them here from my studio, but I'm not very fast. So be patient. It's going to take like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, perhaps. Oh, hey, Mom. My mom's here. Hi, Tony. What else do I need to say, Veronica? Our packaging is kind of minimal. I really love sending out the orders myself from my studio because I get to recycle all the Amazon bubble mailers that I've been hoarding like a weirdo because I cannot throw them away. I have to hoard them. So that's fun. What else? I know there's not. Oh, here's how you buy things, okay? If you see me holding up something, describing something that you like, you can request an invoice. You can say like, invoice Anchor, invoice, acorn ring. And Veronica, who is here as Rhinestone Cowgirl, is going to DM you a link that you can follow. Follow the link. Some people have like a laptop open at the same time as they're watching on their phone. But follow the link to a page that's like the back end of our website. You can just check out with your credit card or use Shop Pay to pay over time in installments. And Kim is talking about like these postcards that I use to write my show notes for every piece, little bullet points. I feel like the first time I did this and sold things live, I was terrified, like the kind of way, I don't know if anyone's great at public speaking, but I am not. It makes me nervous. And in college, I used to have notes that were a lot like this, So that's what I still do. I also find that handwriting things will help sort of drive the point home in my brain, like something about that hand to brain contact. But my handwriting has gotten very poor over the past, I don't know, how long has it been since we used pens and paper? 20 years? Handwriting, very bad. So I wonder, should we start? Should we wait a little bit longer? I can start. Okay, so I have 45 pieces. This usually takes about 2 hours. And if you request an invoice, it doesn't mean you absolutely have to buy the thing. It means you're first in line to get the invoice. If nothing happens after 5 minutes, we're going to send the invoice to the next person who requests the invoice, okay? So, yeah, and if you try to check out and you get like an error message that says, this invoice link has expired or something, that means someone else bought it. Someone else bought the thing. Sorry. Okay, so first on the list, I want to say something about this group of things. The prices are really good. I'm like learning how to buy things for this event and keep it like cheap, inexpensive. Vast majority of things are under $750. And I just love the little things. Some are imperfect, some I don't have exact details on, some were like custom things that might have been made in someone's home, but they all have like a ton of personality, and I can sniff these things out from the weirdest places, and it's great. First up is a piece from my personal collection that I'm letting go. It's this aluminum ring with a little copper acorn, size 4 3/4. Oh, weird. Yeah, there's people having trouble with Instagram. Anyone else have gotten like 3 or 4 complaints? I don't really know what to say. I mean, I can't log off and log back on exactly. I don't know. Okay, so first up, it's an aluminum ring. Aluminum was not even popular. There's some aluminum jewelry that was made in like the 1870s, but it didn't look anything like this. This is someone's either like homemade project or I don't know. And then why copper? It's riveted on. You can see the copper rivet, right? I bought it from an Eastern European dealer. I'm asking $575. And I just had like such a, oh, okay. Someone checked out really fast. It's sold, but I'll keep talking about it. I bought it from an Eastern European dealer, so I think it might be Czech, or it might be from like one of those like Black Forest Bavarian pieces. That would make more sense with like the leaves and the acorn, the sort of forest themes. But can you see how it's imperfect from the casting? There's pits and stuff, and then these leaves are sort of engraved in where the, whatever. Undoubtedly awesome, right? You can see why I had a crush on it and had to get it. Sold to someone who knows what's what. Second thing, $975 for this gold chain that I'm wearing a buttload of charms on. It is, let me try to move some of the charms so you can see what I'm doing. It's not antique. It's actually from 1993. The hallmarks tell me that. But the little dog clip that's holding all these charms, can you see? That is from around 1900, 1890. And I added that part on. The back is just, you open it like a normal 20th, 21st century necklace. It just opens like that. You know, the hallmarks tell us London, 1993. Nothing wrong with some 90s jewelry. What can I say? It's 9 karat gold. It's 18 inches long. $975 for that guy and a perfectly proportioned 9 karat dog clip. Not bad. Good chains are hard to find, especially ones that aren't super, super skinny. You know, it's not hard to find a very thin, delicate chain, but this one has a little bit of like weight to it. You can see it. It's not like an invisible little floaty whatever. All right, invoices are out on that, so I'm gonna move to the next one. French jewelry isn't my specialty exactly, but it's becoming something that I find and look out for more. First of all, it's almost always 18 karat gold, if it's 19th or early 20th century. These little earrings are like half domes in 18 karat gold, sort of like a half a geodesic dome. I'll show you. They're $750. Oh yeah, they're like looking good in this light. They have all the French hallmarks, the eagle head stamped right on that post, which is the French mark for 18 karat. And the backs are like made to be super comfortable while you're sleeping, and you screw them on. They're like very secure. You put these guys on, they are not coming off. They basically lock on. I'd say these are from around 1900. They're a little over a gram of 18 karat gold. And they're little, but like for $750, what kind of 18 karat gold earrings are you even gonna get? They got a lot of character. And I mean, I have many old holes in my ear, but this is like an upper, for me, that would be like an upper piercing. They're nice and like, the posts are somewhat short already. So when you're sleeping in them, this really screws in tight, or not so tight. You've got about a 1/4 inch of clearance there for your earlobe. $750. That's a good buy. Let me see. The millimeters width is 6 millimeters wide. See? Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, putting these back. I just realized that I accidentally turned my filter off, which is like terrifying. It's sort of like that nightmare where you show up to school naked or something. And I don't know how to turn it back on. So you're gonna have to enjoy and perhaps compliment my beautiful, unfiltered 46-year-old face. Oh wait, My sister and my nephew Noah are here. Hi. And I think my mom is here too. Okay, well, Noah, who is 7, is here just in time for the slightly pornographic piece in the lineup. It's $900. Hi. The lipstick color name is True Red by Ilia. Ugh, oh my God, I love your compliments. Love them. I mean, all right, maybe I'll put the unfiltered, maybe I'll keep it unfiltered. I mean, if you guys want to know what 46 looks like, someone who like used to smoke and doesn't do a skincare regimen exactly, here it is. Okay, so let me tell you about this piece. It's $900. It's not gold, it's not silver. It's like brass and bronze. These kind of lockets were machine made around the 1890s, 1900s, and they were filled with whatever. Souvenir photos, photos like this, which are marked, can you see? It's like 9 or 10 women. Each one is labeled pose plastique, sort of stationary pose. And these women aren't nude. They're wearing like skin-colored leotards. I did a little digging and figured out this was a kind of like erotic entertainment that goes back to the Middle Ages. It used to be called, and is sometimes still called, tableau vivant, like living tableau. And it was like revived from the Middle Ages. People would go from town to town, entertainers, and they would do these like reconstructions of famous paintings by holding still in different poses. And then when photography became really popular in the 19th century, this medieval art form was revived. And Queen Victoria actually participated in a bunch of them. She didn't participate. She wasn't one of the people, but she had people come to her home and do it for her and her kids. Tableau vivant. This one's Art Nouveau era, probably French, but we really don't know. Pose plastique became the Art Nouveau name for these tableau vivant. And it folds back up in there. The photos are in amazing condition. Stores in this little box. And there you go. Totally wearable, as long as you don't shower or anything in it. I believe someone just bought it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it aside. And, oh yeah, speaking of French, early 20th century French deco, this little sapphire, $850. Sapphire, 6 diamonds, and 1920s French. And I'm still trying to learn to explain how French deco looks different than American deco, New York deco. And it's so subtle that I'm still learning. If anyone knows like a simple way to tell the difference, let me know. One thing I'm seeing is this like gold back. It's almost like a gold lining, and then the white gold is on the front, but that was a New York thing too. Here. Do you see the little rose cut diamonds? 3 on that side, 3 on that side. And the reason I know it's French, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell exactly, except we've got the 18 karat eagle head stamp for French 18 karat gold. This is a synthetic sapphire. That was basically what was in style in the 1920s, 1930s. People had just figured out how to make synthetic colored gems, and it was like big news. I mean, that kind of technology was miraculous. There was all kinds of miraculous technology in the Deco era, and people were there for it. Now saying like a synthetic gem sounds like it's a shitty gem, and people want like natural sapphires, unheated sapphires, but back then people wanted synthetic. gems. They also were easier to grow in small sizes and in geometric shapes, not round. So it was, you see a lot of little triangle sapphires or rubies. Oh yeah, Art Nouveau was made by elves, Art Deco is made by dwarves. Someone said that last time, and that makes a lot of sense for my Lord of the Rings people, but that's tangential. Here, let me show you. Did Judy just buy that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it so cute? And so of a moment? And $8.50? Pretty damn good price. It looks like the geodesic dome earrings sold too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so far everything is spoken for, which is what I like to see.
Everything but the chain.
Oh yeah, okay. Chain. Oh, Tony. What's that you say, Mom? A true stunner. Sapphires are my fat... I'm not roasting you, Mom. I'm just... I would have made fun of anyone on that one. I love you. Okay, so this guy, French Deco, $950, guys. A freaking steal. Check it out. It's size 8. It's resizable. It's a very flat and nice sized sapphire. It's a carat and a quarter. Synthetic. And since it's synthetic, it's perfect, you know? Can you see how perfect it is? I know, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Although I think my mom must be immune to my sister and I roasting her at this point. She's been roasted beyond recognition over the years. So this guy has, okay, so I'd say 1920. It's 18 karat gold. That's the setting. We have the eagle head here on the back. 18 karat mark. Can you see? It looks so tiny. It honestly looks like a ding in the metal, but it's not. It's a pointy eagle's head. We will resize it for you if you just DM what size you actually need. I think we charge $90 for ring resizing, which is what it costs. We're not gonna like make money on that. Or you can get it resized near you. So we got 3 little rose cut diamonds there, 3 little rose cut diamonds there, and then some little illusion settings on the top and bottom. It almost looks like there's additional diamonds here, but they're just little fakey stones in the metal, just to make it look like there's more diamonds than there really are. This was a ring that was trying to look bigger than it was, which is fine, which is admirable, let's say. Okay, next is my favorite piece in this set. Is this true? I always say something is my favorite piece, but this is, I think it's safe to say.
The ring is sold.
The ring just sold? Okay. This is a piece that I was going to put away for my son, but for multiple reasons, I'm letting it go. This is a Vesta case with inlaid insects, which is actually a Japanese, hundreds of years old Japanese technique called shibayama. This is $1,500. I've never seen a piece exactly like this because it's a really good story. It's worth $1,500. It's worth more. So a Vesta case was a late 19th century holder for matches before there were safety matches. See, there's even a striker on the bottom there. If you carried matches around in your pocket, let them rattle around, they could strike against each other and basically like set your pocket on fire. So this was invented. It was named for Vesta, who was the goddess, Roman goddess of hearth and home and fire, which is kind of clever. But why the Japanese shibayama bugs, which usually appeared on like Japanese like wall panels or decorative tabletop items. This was a really high craft thing. Japanese craftsmen would apprentice for decades to learn this technique. But this one is marked Birmingham 1908, and it's got the maker's mark for D&F, who is Deacon and Francis, sort of a big hot shit 19th century silver maker. They made some of the best silver decorative items in England, and they made this because it's basically Japanese craft reimagined, reinterpreted, and imitated by English craftsmen. So the market at the time, English people were really eager for exotic jewelry, exotic items in familiar forms. Like, they didn't actually want a Japanese, like, sake pourer, because they didn't really want to be interested in, like, Japanese culture, Japanese food. That wasn't really the thing. They wanted a Japanese surface treatment, or Japanese color story, or Japanese motifs, but on their regular things that were English, that they were used to. So, Vesta case, decorated, made in England by famous makers, inlaid with abalone, mother of pearl, and this is probably something called pearl oyster. Someone just bought it, but this is a incredible collector's piece that is a story of a time and of the English sort of middle class desire for armchair travel, which is only possible in the past 100 years before that because of the opening of Japan to the West, which is like a whole other subject that I really love, that I actually did my undergraduate thesis on, like 17th century woodblock prints in Japan and 20th century American fashion that repurposed Japanese, whatever, like comme des garçons and issey miyake. Okay. But yeah, that's a real tangent. Here's what's next. $225. This is a 9-carat 1890s clasp. Any kind of clasps or hardware are like super in demand right now. This one would be really good on a chain going this way. A slim chain, I'd put it through that middle ring, and then you open this up and put all your charms on. I have a bracelet with a really similar clasp. Can you see? That's a good example of how it's used. Extra large closure, $225, 9-carat, 150 years old. Easy, no-brainer. That Shiba Yama Vesta case is gonna be in my... I'm gonna regret selling that, so congratulations to whoever bought it. This guy, it's a little fist, looks like that. It's really tiny, in a 15-karat gold sort of cone-shaped mounting. I have it there as part of my charm setup. $375. It's actually carved out of onyx. It's not wood, it's onyx and 15-karat gold. So the little fist is doing this symbol. Clasp invoice. Clasp, is it right? M1B1 is asking, is it right? I don't know, is what right? Are you having invoice problems? Some people
Right
are.
hand?
Is it the right hand?
Maybe?
It is the right hand. Yeah. So it's the right hand. It's going like this. This is called a figa. It is supposed to be like a female genitalia, which, I don't know, sounds a little bit apocryphal to me, but it's likely Italian. It's one of the many long believed in Italian hand gestures that repel the evil eye. In ancient Rome, there were like penises painted on everything, and in mosaics, and like charms hanging from chariots and from people's necks. I see. Okay. Sorry, clasp invoice. Veronica's on this.
There you go.
People put penises all over the place in ancient Rome because they were supposed to fascinate the evil eye, whatever this evil eye spirit was. They were called fascinuses. The evil eye would get distracted by a penis and wouldn't come for you. Same kind of concept with this. It's just a feminine version. $375. Made around 1880, probably in Rome or Florence, and probably still does the job. Okay? If you need someone's evil eye repelled.
Sold.
Okay, it's sold, so I'm moving on. How about the clasp?
Clasp is sold.
Wow, you guys, I love it. Here's a weird one, okay? This is a box. It was probably used for snuff, tobacco that you stick up your nose. It could have been used as a patch box. This guy's $425. It's older than it looks. It's from around 1820, 1810. And the rebus says, axe my ass, axe my donkey, axe my ass, I'm pretty sure. But why? Why does it say that? There's a book called Francis Grose's Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue. It was published in 1785, and this phrase, axe my ass, does not appear there. So, please, if you guys have an idea. I also don't know if ass was anything slurry back in 1810, 1820, but this is heavily lacquered paper. We've got a brass hinge. It's black. It's old. It's like so awesome and little. And is it hand painted? Let's take a look. I actually didn't look that closely. It just came in. Focus up. Let's see. It seems like a print to me, and then it's lacquered over. It's like a printed piece of paper. Isn't it awesome? I paid a fortune for it, but I had to get it because this is the disease of all antique dealers. Someone just bought this chain, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's good.
Change is sold.
It's a good chain. You'll like it. Okay, next is just a little guy. It's $425. It's a Baroque or freshwater pearl with like a 14 karat sort of like spiral holder that I thought at first was a snake, but it's really not. It's just like an Art Nouveau kind of like floral mount. The spiral goes all the way around the top. And people sometimes call this kind of pearl Mississippi mud pearls. I don't know how to recognize or know. I don't even know if there is a way to definitively know if a pearl came from a river in America, in Mississippi, or anywhere else. But there you go. Little Baroque pearl, definitely Art Nouveau because they loved to make jewelry that was asymmetrical. Someone said Art Nouveau looks like it's made by the elves in Lord of the Rings. Like you never find a right angle. Everything is curves. Everything is like organic. Looks like trees, look like branches. It's elven, okay? $425. This used to be a stick pin on the top of a stick pin. We made it into a pendant. It's about 5/8 of an inch tall. Easy charm necklace edition. Okay, the next one, this is like a ridiculous price for this thing. It's a gold safety pin. It's 15 karat gold with a letter P on it. So letter P has to be in your world. Someone in your world has to be a P. Seed pearls, 15 karat gold, safety pin. For $650, that is very good. This probably would have been, okay, it's Edwardian. We know that. That's when these kind of safety pin situations were made. And let me see. Can you see the P is sort of facing forward? So if the safety pin is on you, that P is really like tilted forward. I believe you would use this on like a big floofy jabot situation. And the reason they weren't stick pins and were safety pins instead is, I've heard, one, so you didn't get stabbed while you were like racing on your horse, doing, like jumping over hedges and stuff, riding your doing your rich people fox hunting duties. What year? 1900, I'd say, 1905. And if someone happened to fall off their horse and needed a sling on their arm or something, you would use this safety pin you'd take it off, come to the rescue, take off your big scarf and wrap up their arm into a sling and secure it like that. First aid and glamour at the same damn time. It's 1 1/8 inch long. Also would be really good on a necklace. I would put the chain through there, and then hang some stuff off the bottom. I'd wear it like that. Some people do the thing where they like elongate a chain with that. Fine. I was gonna shit talk that for no good reason. There's no reason to shit talk that. That is a totally okay thing to do. Oh yeah, this one, a lot of people are in the DMs about this. It's a single piece of banded agate that was carved into a whistle. Okay, here we go. Shall I? Why? I don't know. Probably more like fox hunting fuckery, tomfoolery. Pretty good, right? It's $750. The top is the original loop. It was pretty bashed up, so I sort of rounded it out as much as I dared without this metal snapping. 1880, it's 1.5 inches long. Sorry about you, kitty. $750. Banded agate whistle. It's actually, I lied. It's not one solid piece. There's another piece cut here to make up that thing. I don't know what that's called in the whistle. But the rest of it is just a solid, unbroken piece.
Sold.
Yeah, someone just bought it. It's cute. Oh yeah, here's a real cutie. $575. It's an opal mushroom. Hey, Kim. Okay, so let me try to show you the excellent color on this. I think this is probably from the 1960s, I would say. Single piece of opal, big. It's like throwing color, you can see. Rainbow-ish, $575. I don't know why someone made this. It's now, I don't know, mushrooms are coming back, right? Opalite? I don't know. Opal or opalite? Might be it might be opalite. Honestly, I'm not sure. Could be like synthetic opal, but we don't know. Either way, it's magic. It's a magic mushroom. 1960s, 1970s. It's funny, in my like LED lights, it looks really flat, but it's actually a very like rainbow-ish opal in person. It's not as blue as it looks on my phone. It's actually much more yellow. There you go. Boom, laser. Oh, this is another, I'd say this is my second favorite thing in the group. Here we go. $1,300. This guy is a Georgian urn. It does not open at the top, even though I hoped it would. But you know what it's made of is this thing called a sea bean, or I think sometimes some people call it a hamburger bean. I don't know why. That's a new name for it. These beans, these seeds, are related to, they're in the pea family. They're also called drift seeds. They grow in Africa, Asia, Australia, and South America. And the only way to get them in England is to have, well, for someone to bring them back, obviously. But They were considered good luck in England for at least 200 years because they can float on rivers or in the ocean for like decades. They can float across the entire ocean from Australia to England, and they could still germinate. So they still carry life in them. So they obviously became symbols of longevity, perseverance, fertility, and this is a fucking amazing piece. Another thing, I will look back one day, say, I sold this for $1,300, and I'm an idiot. It's tricolor gold, probably 1820s. So it's gold, pink, and yellow gold, pink gold, green gold. Combination of 12 and 15 karat. I tested all of it. And the bottom, the pedestal, was replaced. See, it's on a little bit wonky. It's totally secure. But that was replaced sometime in the Victorian era. It's an old replacement. So this has been like around, and we know the urn, the neoclassical symbol, the urn is sort of a mourning memorial memory. $1,300. So sea beans, drift seeds, they're pretty awesome. I've never seen one made into jewelry this early, and anything urn shaped is a fucking A+, because I'm on the neoclassical bandwagon right now. Yeah, this floated around in the ocean or on some river, or someone brought a bunch of them home to make them into jewelry, but I don't know. This one seems talismanic. It's a really early piece. Oh, yeah. Longevity, endurance,
cool.
fertility. It's so cool. I know. It's cheap for what it is. Let me see. Shroomy. Did someone buy the shroom? Or
Yeah.
Okay, Shroomy's gone. Sorry. What else just sold? Something else?
The whistle.
This is gone. But we can move on. I have some really excellent things on this chain. This is what we're talking about next. It's an ancient Roman silver ring that I got from my bro with the metal detector. So, let me close this guy up. It doesn't have any symbolism on it. It's just a silver ring. A silver ring you could wear every single day as either a guard ring or a standalone ring. It's from around the 3rd century. I'm not sure how he dated that, but I'm repeating the info I got from him. Makes sense. The 3rd century is when Britain was most heavily colonized by ancient Romans. By the way, Kim, everyone, this is a size 8 and it's not resizable. The more ancient Roman jewelry I handle, the more I know by looking at the silver that it's truly old, truly an old alloy, an old casting, and like not, an 18th century piece. Or I still have a lot to learn about what's medieval versus Roman, but I'm doing what I did when I needed to learn about Victorian jewelry, which is I find dealers that I really trust and ask a ton of questions and befriend them and keep asking questions and keep deepening relationships. Oh, it's $450. Sorry. So much chatter. I'm not doing my job. But, it's the obsession with these old things that will get me to the information that I need. Does that make sense? Anyway, ovoid-shaped ancient Roman eternity ring, size 8, great silver alloy. You can see the old, some old pock marks from being in the ground since the 3rd century. And it's uncleaned. It's unpolished. I wanted to show you what silver looks like when it's old AF, okay? Okay, sea bean, drift seed, adios. Pretty great. Can you see the tricolor gold? It's a little hard to see. My LED lights are just like too powerful. They blast the nuance out of 19th century jewelry. So we're moving on to the ancient Roman coins, okay? I always am gonna have, until people like lose their, boners for these, I'm gonna keep doing it. This one is, and you know what? Every time I sell one of these, I research deeper and fall in love with ancient Rome's symbolism and mythology even more. What? Okay, someone is reporting that the axe my ass, this is a Dublin slang phrase meaning don't bother me with that. Axe me arse. Don't bother me with that. Like, I can't be arsed. Cool. So cool. Did someone just buy it, Veronica?
Someone bought it before, but someone just bought the ring.
Someone bought the Roman ring, and someone bought the axe me arse.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm glad you guys see the value and the beauty in these littler things, these things that are not, they hold value not because of what they're made of or what like designer made them. That's why like whenever anyone asks me about designer jewelry, I'm like, who cares? Lots of people care, obviously, but I'm allowed to have snap judgments, strong opinions. Anyhow, we have 5 Roman denarii coming up. These are all silver coins that were the most popular coin of the Roman Empire. Silver denarii was a standard coin used for hundreds and hundreds of years. They were made by taking a hunk of silver and smashing them in 2 molds, like a top mold and a bottom mold. Both had images on them, and then you'd smash them with a big hammer. And there were times during ancient Rome where the silver was like adulterated with other garbage metals, when Rome was kind of like hard up for money. Those are interesting in their own way, but these all seem to be pretty legit silver from emperors who, still had a handle on the Roman mint. Anyway, okay, so this is liberalitas. Liberalitas was the ancient Roman virtue of giving freely, so kind of like generosity. It wasn't exactly a goddess. This is $595, by the way. All the coins are $595. I just am doing that to keep things easy. Every ancient Roman denarii is going to be $595 because I cannot keep track of like which ones I paid more for and which ones I paid less for. They're all just like the great equalizer, $595. Anyway, Liberalitas wasn't a goddess with a particular mythology like Diana or something. It was a virtue, sort of a personified Roman virtue. This was, the generosity of the emperor, who was this guy Elgabalus. Does anyone know how to pronounce this? Elgabalus. He ruled from 218 to 222 AD. He was only 14 and then died when he was 18. And he was one of the most, remembered as one of the most psycho, perverted, violent emperors there was. So here he is. It makes sense he'd want to align himself with the Roman virtue of giving freely. Oh man, I forgot to write down what Liberalitas is holding. I'm pretty sure it's this. There's this probably wheat or corn there, and an abacus. Cool.
And a cornucopia.
Oh, thanks. I didn't write that down. An abacus on this side and a cornucopia on this side. So, fairness. Nobody's getting cheated by Elgabalus. I learned so much about this dude. Probably these reports of his like gender nonconformity were exaggerated by his enemies, but apparently he had a favorite like male lover, and he asked everyone to call him queen instead of emperor or king. And he, what else, would throw these crazy parties where he would like kill people at the parties for fun. Maybe true, maybe exaggerated. Weird sex scandals. Liberalitas, $595. I mean, what can I say about that? I just made it sound like, why would you want this? But I think, I forget that I'm selling things. Here's why you would want this thing. So it's already sold, you said?
No, I'm saying you sold it to me. I'm like, ooh, I want it.
Oh, really? I mean, Liberalitas and some of these other personified like deities, abstract deities, they weren't old goddesses. They were made up to help the emperor sort of sell his regime. And that means like 2,000 years later, you could make up a version of whatever the hell you want it to be. I mean, the virtue of being fair and generous, take that part of it, you know? Take that symbolism. Here's the next one, also $595, also a silver denarius. You can really see how they're made. Do you see how the metal sort of like squished out? This one's a little thicker than the other one and a little smaller, because the person who wielded the hammer didn't smash it as hard. So the silver didn't go out as wide, and it stayed a little thicker. It's just they were all a little different, but they all have the same weight of silver, because that was the standard. It's how you knew how much money your coin was worth. It's worth its weight in silver. Okay, so this is Venus. Venus was one of the very old goddesses in ancient Rome. I think we all know who Venus is, the love goddess. She is holding... let me see. What does this one say? She's holding victory. Did I say that was wrong? Oh, no. She's holding victory, which was like a little sculpture, I believe. And she's got her hand on a shield, a Roman shield, which is balanced on top of a helmet. I can hardly even see this helmet, but I looked it up, and that's what it was supposed to be. You can see all of her drapery. Like, this coin wasn't in circulation very heavily. You can see her freaking empire waist dress, which is amazing. Also, this is one of the great female rulers. This is Faustina the Younger, who ruled from 161 to 175. So Venus and military victory were not mutually exclusive. It wasn't like Venus was the female goddess of peace or something. She was the goddess of love, and everything in ancient Rome came back to military victory, essentially. Take what you can from that, but, you know, Venus is a pretty good goddess to carry around. $595. Next Roman coin is Libertas. Let's see. Libertas. Okay, can I get it to focus? I'll flip. Let's flip it. This is another coin that was minted during this pervy guy Elgabalus's reign, 218 to 222. There he is, teenage boy who enjoyed living as a woman. Was not beloved for it in his time, apparently, but, you know, it ain't easy. Okay, so Libertas. This is another, like, personified virtue, not an ancient god or goddess, somewhat, it's sort of like a goddess-looking lesson. Okay, so it was the goddess of liberty and personal freedom. She's holding this hat. It's hard to see, but it's a hat with like a little strap. And this hat was given to slaves during the ceremony in which they were freed. So the moment a slave in ancient Rome became freed, gained their freedom, they would get this hat, apparently, to either identify them or to reward them. God, I don't know that part. But it symbolized the end of oppression, this hat and this goddess Libertas in specifically. Interestingly, during the Enlightenment and during the American and French revolutions, neoclassicism was at like a high point, and people borrowed this idea of this hat as a symbol of freedom from oppression. It was called a liberty cap, and it was a thing in like the French Revolution and the American Revolution. And it came from Libertas and this ceremony, the name of which I did not write down, but how did slaves gain their freedom? I think basically they had to either earn it or be given it through their owners. You know who would know is Mary Beard, who is basically like the way I've learned all about ancient Rome. There's this book called, this one's called Emperor of Rome by Mary Beard, but I recommend SPQR, her most famous book, which is about ancient Roman life and beliefs and how slavery was a little, I don't know, how it was approached back then. It was a little more fluid than it was in the 19th century in America. It was, Mary Beard Hive Activate. I'm not going to say much about it because I am not an expert in that field and it is sensitive stuff. But what I told you, to the best of my knowledge, is true. A hat was a symbol of the freedom from oppression. Oh, hey, Randy, what's up? Long time no see. Anyway, El Gabalas and Libertas. Let me see. Holding this brimless cap and what's in the other hand? Did I write it down, Veronica? Probably some kind of scepter or something. There's a star in the corner. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it means something. Wasn't there by accident. $595. The next goddess is... Hi. This is Annona, who is becoming like my favorite virtue personification / goddess from ancient Rome. Annona was a newish goddess invented in the first century, or around the year 0. Her name means, let me see, did I write it down? Annona Civica means the yearly harvest. Basically, she was the protector of the grain supply. Corn, grain, mostly Egyptian grown corn, which was given out to people and people in the military and Roman citizens. Her job was really important. The guy who was reigning at the time, let me see, who is that? I think this is Livia. Oh man, I ran out of time and did not write this down. But does it matter? I don't know. Whoever it was that was ruling at the time, in the year 130 to 160-ish, wanted to be associated with a stable supply of food for the empire. They wanted to be seen as a, consistent caretaker, a feeder of the people. And she was basically the god of nourishment. She's holding corn in one hand up here. It's pretty worn. This was in lots of ancient Roman pockets. And then on this side, she's holding something called a modius. A modius was a container, sort of like a measuring cup, that held a standard amount of grain that was given to each person. A modius was like your share of grain. So she was showing that she's always going to be fair. It's going to be consistent. Same as, who did I talk to about last? There's no cheating here. This is one honest emperor, okay? And he or she is going to take care of you, feed you. So there you go, a Nona. $595. My last ancient Roman coin is Providentia. Who I've started to fall in love with too. This one's in pretty great shape. Check it out. Okay, so Providentia was another virtue deity. This is not an old, Greek adapted goddess that had many lives before this. Providentia was the divine personification of basically the ability to foresee and make provisions. She is, what the hell is she holding? Veronica, can you help me out again?
She is
Sorry.
holding a globe and a vertical scepter.
Okay, a globe and a scepter.
Pointing at a globe.
Pointing at a globe. She can see the future, but the only important part of the future that she needs to know is like how to make things work. Basically, like my take on it is like, you got this. She's like the goddess of, you got this. You can handle this. Whatever comes your way, you can handle. I was thinking about her because I've been learning about ChatGPT and using ChatGPT a little bit, mostly to understand concepts that I can't wrap my head around. A lot of it has to do with bookkeeping, to be totally honest, and like interest rates on my line of credit. I feel stupid asking about that, but ChatGPT doesn't care, so I'll ask ChatGPT like 10 different ways about how I don't understand. I'll be like, explain it to me again, explain it to me in a different way. Anyway, I got a little nervous because ChatGPT is getting so much better all the time. I know it's putting a lot of like coders out of business, people who write code, and I imagine copywriters and researchers, like it's just too good. And so I started like getting a little anxious, and I was like, what the hell is, like, what am I going to be useful for? ChatGPT is like going to take all of our jobs. And then I was like, Providentia came to me. Like I was writing this and I was like, I do feel like after almost 20 years in this business, I've been able to outmaneuver all kinds of changes in like the economy and the way people shop and whatever. I think I have the foresight and vision to stay, relevant. That's sort of like what Providentia is saying. Like the confidence to know that you can do it. Does that make sense? A little rambly, but Trajan is the emperor on the other side. Sold. Yeah, that makes sense. This is a good one. And the more, is it like giving you a little more of a window into the ancient Roman psyche? I also very much recommend watching the HBO series Rome, because it helps you see people's everyday attitude towards like women, the military, mythology and gods and goddesses and religion and advertising, all kinds of things. It's a great, great show. Okay, are we about halfway through?
I think so.
Yeah, we're about halfway through. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I noticed that moonstone is like a really beloved stone at the moment. I mean, with good reason. It's very Art Nouveau, which is one of my favorite decorative periods. And it's great. I found this moonstone pendant. I'm dating it to like 1860, 1870. It's the color of the gold for me. So this is like kind of a hunch. 9 carat, really nice bluey toned moonstone. And it's $575. The bail is a nice big rose gold 9 carat bail. which might be a little bit later, but not like 21st century or anything. It's about 5/8 of an inch tall. Good old moonstone. Yeah, I'll remind you how you can purchase on the live. You see people typing in the chat, invoice moonstone. We've got a couple of them here. So in the order that people typed that, we will be sending you an invoice. The invoice is going to come into your DMs. So you might want to open Instagram on a laptop and on your phone at the same time so you can check your DMs without leaving the live. And then follow the link. Click on the link and you can check out using your credit card. It goes through our website. It's all like very secure, and you can use Shop Pay also. Might take a minute to sign up for it though. So yeah, Shop Pay will let you pay over time in like 4 installments. But if you don't check out within 5 minutes, we're going to move on to the next person in line. Make sense? Okay, moonstone. Veronica, did we sell either the safety pin, the P safety pin, or the Baroque Pearl?
No, both of those are still available.
Okay, great. I'm going to reapply my lipstick. Okay. Moonstone 575. Is that true? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to my assistants in the chat. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so when I made this very boss piece of jewelry, I put on a bunch of things that are for sale, and one of them is, I can't get it off. I'll show you from here. It's a bloodstone. Okay, so bloodstone is a type of jasper, I believe. Lindsay might correct me because she's the one with the gemology degree, not me. But it's got some red flecks in it, nearly impossible to see in this LED light. Another time where like Victorian jewelry is flattened and crapified by my LED lights. This used to be a stick pin, but we turned it into a charm. It's $350, okay? No brainer. It looks to be gold filled to me. I was testing it and I went pretty deep on it. So I got 14 karat gold on the top, but then it started testing not gold. So it's a pretty high quality gold fill. $350. Martyr's Stone used to be the nickname for it because the Christian lore around it is that there was this green stone at the foot of Christ's, what's it called? Crucifix, and there's like blood dripping on it. Kind of gruesome, but that was a thing. And let me see if I can take my necklace apart. This creation is like fabulous, but also I did too much. Okay, so I'll take that apart. $350. I'm dating it to 1910. I bought a whole bunch of stick pins recently, and I was like at a dealer's place and I couldn't like test all the metal on everything. So I bought like 30 of them without testing them. This one was in the batch. Okay, sold, right?
Yeah.
I did not sell the Maltese cross yet. It's cool. It's coming. It's coming up. That's nice. Oh shit, this is a crazy thing. It's crazy on multiple levels. Okay, first, it's a little perfume chatelaine situation. You could put perfume in there if you wanted. It's, oh my God, wait a second. Is there a piece of, this is not an act. There's a piece of rolled up paper in here.
Stop.
I'm not kidding. I never looked. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think it's not paper. There's like a ceramic or glass interior in here. That's white. It's not paper. Although I almost passed right out from excitement. This guy is $850. It's made of weirdly like leather textured looking aluminum and brass. So it is not precious metal, but it has a freaking awesome secret in it, which is this is a Stanhope, which is a lens, a glass lens with a little tiny image inside. Also, this ring is a size 9. I put it on the mandrel if anyone wants. In theory, you'd wear it and hold it like this. And you could just like sniff your little perfume or put it on, whatever. Yeah, you're asking for an invoice. It's $850, but you haven't even seen how cool this little lens is. It's one of my favorite tricks is trying to get to show you the lens. Apparently, it was I dig around in here. It was a souvenir from the opening of the Eiffel Tower. It was backwards. Here, I'll try it this way. Okay, sorry if anyone's getting like motion sickness from this. There's the image. I know I can get a good image of it. But what it is you can see a portrait of Gustave Eiffel himself, the man, and then it says Le Tour Eiffel. I'm going to stick with it because it's worth it. Le Tour Eiffel est le plus haut monument du monde, and so the new monument of the world is the Eiffel Tower. There we go. Oh, man. Did you see it? Could you see it for a second?
Yes.
Okay, my camera's trying to refocus, but what I think you couldn't see is the portrait of the man himself, which I have never personally seen. It shows you the second tallest building in France is 175 meters, and the top of the Eiffel Tower is 300 meters. Then there's 2 hot air balloons flying next to the Eiffel Tower, which were like new technology at the time, like dead, completely died once I looked in here. I bought it so cheap and thought, like, I don't think anyone knew there was a lens in there. And I was like, I'll take it. Exciting moment in my life, obviously. Okay, next is kind of a classic piece. Collectors, there's like a set of 20 or 30 things you have to have, and one of them is a Mizpah ring. This one is 18 karat gold, and everything is like a nice sans serif applied letters. It's, let me see, inside we've got really good crisp British hallmarks. Looks like it was hardly worn, honestly. Inside, the hallmarks are giving me Birmingham. That's the anchor at the left. I'll teach you how to read this. Hard to see, but it's an anchor on its side. The little letter is the letter J. Let me see. I can't even do this through the lens. The letter J is for 1894. The anchor is Birmingham. There's an 18, which is the fineness, 18 karat gold. And then there's like maker's marks, S and B. I don't know who that is. It's 1,350. It's a size 6.5. It's resizable though. We might lose, no, I can do it without losing the hallmarks. Size 6.5. The widest point is like 1.25. It's a nice, it's a nice 18 karat, 1894 British ring. So the word Mizpah comes from Genesis in the Bible. It's 31:49 is the passage. Do I say that? The passage. And the phrase is, or the passage is, may the Lord keep watch between you and me when we are away from each other. So the word Mizpah became shorthand for like, I love you, I'm thinking of you, even though we're separated. And that could mean you're separated by like a long sea voyage, or it could be death, but it was more like distance, like physical distance. Okay, looks like someone bought Mizpah. Which is a good deal for an 18 karat Mispa ring. Quite a good
Yeah, it's a
deal.
nice one.
Yeah. What else just sold? The Torifel. Cool, right? I know. I was so. This was like a score.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Freaking score. So weird. So specific. I'm like, I keep saying I want to keep this stuff, but I can't hoard everything. I can hoard a lot of things, but not everything. Okay. Let me just get organized here. Was that someone just bought the Mississippi Mud Pearl?
Yeah.
Okay. Mississippi Mud Pearl. Next up, French rose-cut diamond sleeper earrings from the high Victorian period, 1880s. These rose-cut diamonds are like very flat and pretty big. It's almost impossible to measure the carat weight of rose-cut diamonds when they're set like this. The backs are closed, so I can't see how much stone is in this little mounting. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm asking $1,450 for these. Honestly, not a bad price. I'll move this so my camera knows what I'm focusing on. Okay, see the backs, the diamond isn't showing through. There's no light coming through. The backs are basically like little cups made of silver. And the front, this is called a collet setting. I am dating these earrings to 1880, and I want to say this diamond setting is like an old-fashioned style by the time these earrings were made in the 1880s. So it's sort of like a retro move to do that closed back silver collet setting. And yeah, this is a little later in the 19th century when they were actually made. Here are our French hallmarks. Ooh, now we're focusing. The hallmarks here are actually a swan and an owl. These are French hallmarks, but the owl is an import mark. Whether this was imported in or out of France, it was imported out of France, right? Lindsay, I need Lindsay to like get up on here and tell me the details on this, because I'm interested in a lot of things, but like importation marks, I'm like kind of not that excited about. Sorry. And if I'm not excited about it, I can't retain the information. But check it out. We've got some silver here with the rose cut setting. We've got a sort of rosy late 19th century 18 karat gold here for the hooks. And they're opening back to front, which was the 19th century way. And it's got a really solid, good clasp there. If you have super sensitive ears, it might be a little ouchy to get that part through. There's like a little hooked deal, but you will, once this is in its setting, in its closure, you will never lose this. It is tight. Okay, so 1,450. French sort of Belle Epoque, back to front, rose cut dormeuse. Here's how the word dormeuse is spelled. D-O-R-M-E-U-S-E-S. It means sleepers in French because you can sleep in these, basically. Put them in and never take them out. They lock on. There's no pokey parts. A good buy for $1,450. Next. Oh, I love these. Okay, I bought 3 of these, and this is the last of them. This is enamel on top of a coin. This is a British crown from 1887. It's a silver crown. There's Queen Victoria in her like somewhat later, middle to later years. She's getting a little like bigger and older, as we all do, I guess. This enamel work is freaking amazing. There's a tiny chip here on the dragon's ear. That's like a little bit of lost enamel, but nothing else is lost. He's got scales. And as always, I don't know why, but this naked St. George is like ripped. He looks like gladiator-like, hot. There's a lot of great like gray enamel, which was not easy to do. You can see there's some surface scratches, like someone really wore this. And the pin was replaced, but the replacement is super old because this pin was still like a 19th century kind of swivel technology. So it wasn't like replaced 20 years ago with some crappy like 1990s pin back. Someone wore this and fixed it and wore it some more. So St. George and the Dragon is an allegory, right? It's a story that symbolizes the triumph of good over evil. This is $425, by the way. I don't know why he's always shredded, but he's super hot. He's always really naked. And what else there's another weird thing about it. I don't remember. He's always mega hot, ripped. St. George and the Dragon, good over evil, protection of the faithful. It's based on a Greek myth, the Greek myth of Perseus and Andromeda. And we've got nothing better than a date, so I don't have to do the hard work. It just gives it right to me. $425. You can wear it as a pendant or as a pin. Up to you. It's big. It's like quite big. Check it out. It's that big. Oui. Oh man, this is a good story. I don't know if you've been looking at my hands, but this one it's a ring, a diamond ring with a diamond leek, the vegetable, the allium, a leek. There's 29 rose-cut diamonds here. It's like flipping. 29 rose-cut diamonds set in white gold. It's 9-carat white gold, which is kind of a weird material to be used around the year 1900, but that's when I'm dating this too. And why a leek? I mean, why other than like, it's fucking awesome. But this was actually a military thing. The Welsh Guards, this was an infantry cap badge from the Welsh Guards that was modified into a ring. It's possible that the badge was old and the ring was created around it later, maybe in the Deco era. That would actually make a lot of sense. But check out the roots of the leek. They're there. I mean, god damn it. 29 rose-cut diamonds. Yes, okay. It's size 8 3/4. It's resizable. And there's, what is the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones? Remind me. Everyone probably knows this. Game of Thrones also, man, if I could write a thesis about like the heraldry and chivalry of Game of Thrones and how it relates to like the English romantic psyche. I mean, I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure someone's written that. And the writers of the show knew all about it too. I'm sure they had a historian on staff. But, okay, so yeah, let me tell you about the leek symbolism. Welshmen, apparently, first wore leeks as a symbol of identity during a battle in 633 against the Saxons. Essentially, I guess, if you're fighting on a Welsh battlefield in the year 633, the people you're fighting against likely are wearing pretty much the same thing as you are. I don't think anyone had like high-tech battle armor or flags with, their heraldry. Or 633 was basically like territory wars between people living in like grass huts, okay? So to let the other members of the Welsh army know that who was friend and who was foe, they picked leeks and put them in a band in their hats or somewhere on their body, and that was their identifying mark. So they knew who to kill and who not to kill. Leeks grow pretty freely in Wales. So 1,500 years later, the leek is still the symbol of the Welsh infantry. Okay, that one just sold as I was talking about it, which I love. I love that you guys love it. Okay, this is a poignant little piece. This looks a lot like the nudie pose plastique locket I was selling earlier on. And it's the same kind of thing. It was a mass-produced blank locket that the maker could fill with whatever photos they wanted in any region. Some are French, some are... Actually, most of the ones I see from around this era, 1900, 1910, are French. So let's say it was a French thing. And I didn't test this. This one could be sterling silver. On the front it says souvenir. So French, remember me. Inside this one is photographs of the bombardement de Rheims. Rheims is the French city that was pretty much destroyed in World War I, 1914 to 1916, totally ruined. And, so what it's got is pictures of the ruined city. We have a European city in absolute ruins. And specifically, it shows you like the transept of the great, medieval cathedrals. And let me see. Yeah, it'll give you like the transept after an incendiary bomb. This must have been like a crazy goddamn thing to see. There'd never been Rem. What did I say? Rems. How do you pronounce it? You don't pronounce the M, but you do pronounce the S. Whatever. I'm not going to pretend I'm great at speaking French. What else is in there? It's so sad, because I think 10 years before this, I've seen similar lockets that would have shown the cathedral at Rheims totally intact. And that would have been the most incredible tourist site for anyone visiting the area. You'd buy one of these lockets and you'd bring it home and show people pictures of the, 12th century, 13th century cathedral. But by the time the World War I is happening, the makers of souvenirs changed their photographs to, appeal to the people who were visiting the city, which were soldiers basically looking for souvenirs of the most impressive thing in the city, which was the destruction. It's kind of fucking intense, very intense. It's $350. Kind of an interesting relic of a time that no one really wants to go back to, World War I. Okay. And we can move to something with hardly any, swallow the M. Okay, sorry. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce the city name. And I'm going to look it up after this. I'm not going to practice saying it here. It's too embarrassing. Moonstone studs, $525. 9-karat gold. Edwardian, sort of 1900. I'm dating these two. I'll show you. They're kind of like little, basic studs. Little half circles set in 9-karat gold. Don't overthink it. They're just moonstone studs from the Art Nouveau, Art Nouveau, $525. Another good upper ear stud. Here's a good one. We're gonna go travel very far back in time for this one. Okay, the bombardment of Rheims. So sorry, all French people. I apologize. Okay. 12th century. We're back in the 12th century, maybe 13th, maybe 14th century. You are a person living in Britain. You have a modest to upper class home, and you have a key to your strong box, lock box, coffin box, whatever you want to call it. $275, by the way. The poorest people in the Middle Ages did not have anything that they might need a key for. You had to be somewhat wealthy to own valuables to lock up and then have a key in a box made with a lock. This guy was dropped somewhere in Wiltshire in England, about 5 to 800 years ago. And here it is. This actually opened someone's storage box in the year like 1200 in England. Pretty goddamn amazing. Okay, sold. Easy to love. You know, put it on a chain. Just like a very vibey old object. How about those coins, Veronica? What coins are available or sold so I can like clean my desk up a little bit?
We have the Anona, Libertas, and Liberalitas.
Still available?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Those are available.
Providencia and Venus are sold. Got it. What else is sold? The Moonstone? Maybe?
Not yet. Sorry, I'm catching
Oh.
my voices here.
No problem.
No, Moonstone, not yet. But I have another invoice going out for them now.
How about these rose-cut diamond Dormeuse?
They are
$14.50.
still available.
Okay, I'm gonna leave them for now. Okay, so I have 3 pieces of cut steel jewelry to talk about. And in talking about them, I'm gonna teach you about them, okay? Dorky. I held them back so I could show you examples of different, like, eras of technology in cut steel. This is the oldest and therefore the finest, most finely made cut steel. Cut steel looks amazing in candlelight and like shit under any kind of like electric light, but my like selfie lights are making it look just like super boring. For real, each one of these little studs was made by hand, hammered by hand, cut by hand out of steel. And then this brass plate was also cut by hand, all these little scalloped edges, and every single one of the holes was drilled out. Then they were all set in the little holes on a little peg, and then the peg was filed off and made flat. This is a labor of love for someone around the year 1810, 1820. Catherine, what was her name? The Russian queen, Catherine the Great, loved cut steel. Marie Antoinette wore cut steel. So it went back to the late 1700s. But this, I mean, maybe this was, I could date this to 1800, I might say. This little part was replaced down here, but the rest of it is all old, baby. So, what am I asking for this? $575. Okay? There is one cut steel gem that's missing. It's like impossible to find it, weirdly enough. Can you see it? It's not very visible because the little peg is still there. It's right there. Whatever. $575. A great, you know what I would do is wear it in your hair somehow. It gives that really like neoclassical Diana lunar crescent vibe. $575, 1810, 1820 maybe. So here's a piece that was made maybe like 20, 30 years later. It's not an exact science because people more Marie Antoinette wore cut steel, yeah. So I hear. Some early cut steel was made a little cheaper, and some later cut steel was made with great care. But generally, I can show you why this wasn't quite as good quality and probably not as old as this. So on the back of this one, every single little hole is filled with a gem. This one, the gems are a little bigger, and that means you didn't have to do quite as much work. Every other hole is empty. But you can't tell from the front because the big gems are covering it up. Little less fine work. Although, what am I asking for this guy? $550. Still kind of a great price for a pair of 1840s, 1850s cut steel earrings, and totally wearable. 10 karat ear wires that were added probably later. Thought it was for the merchant class as diamonds. No, not what I understand. But let's DM. Okay, yeah. So anyway, these were made for nighttime wear, candlelit wear. In the sun, they don't look like much. Super low light catches those facets. That is the thing. Kind of a great buy, $550. You want to wear something 200 years old to a casual dinner. And here's my third example piece. This one, I mean, knowing what I know, looking at all the parts, including the hinge, this is 1850s, I'd say. So one, this hair fork is celluloid. I was going to say it was tortoise, but no, I think it's an early plastic, 1860 maybe. So we still have cut steel gems, but they're, again, bigger, kind of much bigger. And they're in like kind of wilder shapes. They're not all circles. This is $375, by the way. And cut steel in hair is still awesome. This is still totally rad. But I'm talking about it in comparison to the others, so I don't want to shit talk you, little hair fork, but I'm using you. One, there's a very old repair here. You can see there's still a back plate. It's not brass. It's some kind of perhaps steel itself. I'm not sure. Maybe just plain metal. And way less gems. Way less work. See what I mean? Also, these gems look like they might be machine made. Let me show you why I think that. They look like they could have been made in a mold. They're not irregular enough to me. I don't see any mistakes. I don't see any real irregular facets. These facets are a little more like rose-cut diamonds. They're a little imperfect. Make sense? Okay. Lesson learned. Cut steel earrings on fish hooks. No, I think, like I said, I think the hooks are a little later. These were probably part of some larger, like, necklace situation. But someone did put on 10 karat hooks to make them earrings, and it makes it very wearable. Let me see. You all have questions. All right, next I've got a 15 karat Georgian locket with hair inside. Can you see the like braided hair? It's kind of see-through. Yeah, it's translucent. I'm gonna see if this works. You see how beautifully it's braided? There's like a ground of woven hair and then another love knot on top of more hair. it's super precious. If you want to keep the hair in there, you could. If you wanted to take it out, you also could. This opens super easily with a fingernail. There is a smashy, cracky on the bottom. That's why this thing is $1,050 and not our normal price that we ask for a 15 karat Georgian locket, $1,600 or something. And what do I want to tell you? Oh yeah, it's not glass, it's rock crystal. So it's polished rock crystal, slightly domed lenses, and it's 15 karat gold. It's that old gold that's like neither rose nor yellow. It's just kind of like a mellow mix between the two. And what I do, sometimes I take hair out of lockets. I just do. Either the hair's not in great shape, not the case here, this is in great shape, or I just really want to use the locket for something that's not someone's hair, someone I'll never know, It holds a lot of, it's just not my loved one. And the first couple years I was doing this, I did not feel comfortable doing that. But now I do. But I usually do something with the hair that's respectful. Like I'll bury it in my garden, or I will, what have I done? I don't think I've ever done anything other than that. I bury it. I put it at the foot of a tree, honestly. You can do what you want, but yeah, this person is long gone. This shape, it looks like a tear shape or a pear shape, but in the Georgian era, this was a heart shape. It's pretty close to the anatomical shape of an actual human heart. And that's what they looked like in jewelry. There was no cleft at the top. $1,050. The year is 1780-ish. So 18th century. Really awesome. English. Okay. Oh yeah, this is Veronica's favorite. Whenever we get ready to do one of these, we get on a FaceTime, and she noticed this. I was wearing this on the neck. I was wearing it like as a charm, but
This is a cool one.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I hardly know how to describe it. It's a pin. The findings are brass. There's some like oxidizing there, but nothing that's a deal breaker. It's $325. It's mother of pearl. So you can see the like aurora borealis kind of rainbow mother of pearl shine there. And brass rivets hold the hardware onto the back, which kind of give it a more industrial anchor look. Yeah, $325. This thing rules. Redeemed, I mean, what can I say? It's a very like potent word. And the anchor was in the 19th century a symbol of hope. That's when I'm dating this to, 1840. It's a little bit abstracted. It's got some engraved detail. It's just freaking an awesome thing for $325. And it looks really good on my necklace as the big sort of, I feel like you need a piece of organic material to anchor a charm setup or a ring setup or something that's not just metal and gems, but something organic. This one does the job. Redeemed, or the hope of being redeemed. Okay. Getting into the wax seal territory, I have two this time around, and Veronica's more familiar with this than I am, but I finally bought some wax, like some wax sticks. I don't know, sealing wax. I didn't get a chance to actually make imprints, but you know what? If you buy this, I will send this to you and you can do your own imprints. So this is a Scottish or Scottish-inspired wax seal from probably 1820, 1830. I am gonna, do you see the very detailed thistle? It says, "Dinna forget me," which is Scottish, sort of like Scottish dialect for "do not forget me." And the thistle is the symbol of Scotland. It's prickly, it grows wild and stubbornly. And one of the awesome things about this carnelian slab is that you can still see the sealing wax that was used the last time. Some kind of dark black or dark green wax from sealing its last letter. Still in there. 1820s. This is not solid gold. It's gold cased, as they say. So it's like gold, a very thin layer of gold on the outside, gold filled, I guess, gold cased. It's seen a fair bit of wear and use. See that? That's where someone probably used some acid to test the gold to see if they wanted to throw this in the scrapper. Or else it was just put in a pocket over and over and over, or carried next to something, because this actually has symmetrical marks. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably from the way it was carried. Carnelian, great, sold. Okay, I'll send you that sealing wax. Here's another piece I've been wearing. It's a 1876 silver buckle band. Where is it? Oh, I was using this to hold my leek on. Both were like size 8. It's a pretty hefty silver buckle. It's size 7.5, but I can resize it. Not a problem. The buckle symbol, like this belt buckle, has symbolized fidelity, loyalty in Britain since the first knights. So since the Middle Ages. The first knights were members of this Order of the Garter, which was established like so early, I want to say 1200 or something, when chivalry was really born with the knighthood. And they all wore this on their, regalia, a belt. It means, you're holding someone tight, you are secure, sort of that Ouroboros, never starting, never ending kind of thing. This is $425, by the way. I believe that these buckle rings were used to hold other rings in place. So imagine that my precious snaky ring was too big, but I still wanted to wear it. You take this kind of buckle ring, also known as a keeper ring, and you wear it on top. Holds it on. Maybe this isn't the best example, but I know that all of you freaks have some rings that don't fit you, but you needed to have. You wear a ring on top of it. Hold it together. I do it actually with my skeleton. This ring is the keeper of that ring. But the buckle was a symbolic, like, keeper, a holder, a protector, let's say. Inside, we got all those good English hallmarks. The maker's mark is B&B. I don't know who that, I didn't look it up. I didn't have time. Google is your friend here. There's that anchor for Birmingham. The lowercase b is the date mark, 1876. And there's that lion passant, that walking lion. That's the sterling silver mark that England uses. 1876 band, $425. A shield cut garnet on my snaky. Why, yes. Yes, it is. Look at his face. Look at his teeth. So cute, right? Ooh, here's a real weirdo. Okay, so this thing. Oh boy. I mean, I love jewelry with tons of text on it. So this one is really like gives me everything I need. It's $575. This was like an advertising giveaway piece from the Sheffield Silver Company, known as Walker and Hall Silversmiths. So here we go. For best and cheapest, Walker and Hall Silversmiths, Sheffield. Their specialty was cutlery. So we got a spoon and a fork. And just so you could see how good their silver was, here's a sample. I think they'd honestly give it to you for free. One of the things I like a lot of things about this, but Sheffield was one of the competitive jewelry manufacturing cities in the late 1900s. I dated this to around 1845, actually. No, is that right? Let's say 1865, 1875. The Victorian era was starting to get its like advertising groove on, with lots of different fonts to appeal to people on posters, in mailers, on packaging. That kind of like grab your attention advertising look is a Victorian invention, more or less. So you can see like Victorian graphic design going on here, which I love. Branding. People were trying everything. They were throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. $575. Never seen anything like this. Also, I love mass-produced Victorian British jewelry. I love it. I love to think about whole like factory towns popping up to crank out like snake rings and things like, what else might be factory made here? I don't really have anything in the mix. Maybe that buckle ring. Maybe. Either mass or semi-mass produced at the time. So freaking cool. This might be one of those weird ass things that only Erica likes. I mean, there's a lot of you freaks out there, but the Sheffield silver sample, so cool.
It's sold.
Oh, I'm not the only freak who likes the advertising swag. What else can I put aside here? The cut steel discs sold.
The cut steel earrings, yeah. The buckle band you already have aside, I think.
Okay. Buckle band. That's a good one.
The wax seal.
The wax seal with the carnelian. Dinna forget me. Good.
Yeah.
How about crescent moon?
Still available.
Okay, $575. How about redeemed?
Redeemed is still available.
Hope of redemption. Okay. P.S. Anything that doesn't sell tonight, I'm going to, you can DM us tomorrow if you can't get something off your mind, and maybe it'll still be available. Or I'll be bringing the leftovers, if there are any, to our New York City show next week. We'll be at the Metropolitan Pavilion for the Jewelry and Object Show. You guys should come. I can comp you tickets. If you DM and need free tickets, I'll send them to you. Moonstone stud earrings available, right?
They are.
Okay, these guys are $525, which is like what a pair of gold and moonstone earrings cost that are made in frickin' India, okay? Like last week. But these were made in Edwardian England, 9-karat gold, circa 1900, Titanic era maybe, 1910. Okay, we got like 5 or 6 more pieces. First one, I buy these whenever I see them, and I've never had a pair, or I've never had one make it all the way through alive and get left behind. It's a little envelope, $425, silver engraved envelope. Around 1900, this one weirdly doesn't have an English date mark on it. It has the silver mark and, let me see, the mark for Chester. These were almost always made in Chester. I'm not sure why. But it also, it was made to hold stamps, and someone left a stamp in there, and moisture or water or, the atmosphere made that little stamp stick to the inside of the locket. It's still in there. Still got a stamp stuck in there from around 1900. It closes, it's secure. Great little locket. It's engraved on the back too. Little floral swirly situation. $4.25. I've got, for $6.75, a great pair of French sleeper earrings, Dormeuse, 18 karat and French jet, which was actually glass, but for morning jewelry, English people called it French jet because it sounded really sophisticated. Jet was actually the more sophisticated material, which is like only mined in England. It's a fossil. French jet is glass. But check out the excellent closures, back to front, 18 karat. You got the eagle's head on there. And the French jet was made to fit the gold fitting. See, there's like a little pretty little swoop back there, some good curves. The French don't neglect even the back of a piece of jewelry. If they can make it a little bit elegant and pretty, even where no one's going to see it. $675. French jet, 18 karat, late 19th century morning earrings with back to front. Okay, envelope is sold. Something else sold while we were chit-chatting.
The envelope, the moonstone studs, and the cut steel crescent.
Cut steel crescent is a great piece.
That's really good.
I like how the crescent almost meets in a circle, It's not like that kind of later, early 20th century moon that's like a big, it's like more open. This is like that early Georgian, almost like a closed C. Real nice. Oh, here we go. Gutta percha and silver ring. This could have been straight up like homemade by somebody, okay? It's got a little shield on the front and some little diamond shapes. There we go. And then some little lovers engraved. Their details are EM and me JFC. ME JFC, huh? They were inlaid into the gutta percha. Yeah, gutta percha is such an awesome material. It's another thermoplastic, early cousin of rubber, a lot like vulcanite and tortoiseshell. You can heat it, bend it, mold it. On the inside, you can see where it was riveted, where the silver was riveted on. See the two rivets? And you could see where someone did some polishing on the inside, some refining. This is, I don't think someone made it at home exactly. It's just like a little too nice for that. But it's also not like super duper high end. It's a size 8.5. It's $650. I wanted to show you what this, like, gutta percha and silver is a great combination. I love any kind of thermoplastic. I think this might be American. That's my, American jewelry dar is telling me that. Pure instinct. But the rusticity. $650, gutta percha. And, 3 more pieces. One is, this one's just kind of like a good purchase, a good solid purchase. It's a French 18 karat photo locket. It's $675. It's still got the original sort of like French photograph in it, which is, let me see, is it safe? I'm scared of plastic, lol. Are you scared of plastic because of like microplastics? Because this is actually like tree resin, basically, from the rubber tree. It's not actually plastic. It's thermoplastic, which means like the quality of it, it's plastic as in it's moldable. I'm sorry if my voice just sounded really condescending. I did not mean to be. Just after 2 hours of talking, I barely know what the hell I'm saying, quite honestly. But we continue. We do what we can, right? Am I still nailing it? I don't even know. Okay, so thanks. Thank you very much. This is a good buy because lockets that are awesome are really hard to come by. This one's from the 19th century. It's 18 karat gold. It's French. And you can easily switch out photos if you want. Although this woman is pretty awesome. I mean, I'll take guesses on how old she is. Who the hell? 31 years old? 49 years old? The old-fashioned hair and clothes ages her in a way, but man, it's impossible to tell. That's what's interesting to me. Anyway, okay, yeah. It closes, it's secure. It's a pretty thin piece of 18 karat gold, but it's got that great French 18 karat, French Belle Epoque craftsmanship. Let's see. French locket. I know, she's probably 25 or something. Times were rough. Cheese was probably really good though. She probably had great cheese. This is a piece this is the last of my bunch of steatite crosses. This is a naturally occurring mineral that just grows in the shape of a cross. I am asking $225. It was made in the interwar period. I know that because it came with this brochure. It's called An Old Virginia Fairy or Lucky Stone. They come from a couple mountains in Virginia. I think they also come from Georgia. Here's a whole lot of total bullshit about what it's about, but some of it is kind of interesting. They say that ex-President Roosevelt and ex-President Wilson both owned and wore these. It also somewhere talks about, the European War. Officers and men in the European War carried them for luck and protection. And when this pamphlet is calling it the European War and not World War I, that lets us know that World War II has not yet happened. So those poor bastards don't know that they're getting another World War served to them pretty soon. Anyway, obviously any Christian country, any Christians who find a piece of stone that looks like a cross is going to imbue it with meaning. It's lucky, okay? It's a lucky talisman. A specifically American stone, $225. And it's this great brown color. When I first found it, I thought it was petrified wood. Cool. And I'll even give you this, $225. Fairy cross, they were called. I added did I add a gold loop? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I added this 14 karat ring so you can hang it. Last piece, the very last one. It's another wax seal. It's one of the less expensive ones. It's gold cased, again, gold plated, not solid gold, and not even particularly high quality. You can see there's tarnish coming through. It's a mass-produced case without any engraving or anything on it. It's just totally made in a mold. But you know what? Everyone needed to seal a letter. Everyone needed to do it. I date this to around 1840, I guess. And it's glass with this fabulous chartreuse foil behind it. And it says, though lost to sight, to memory dear. Though is spelled T-H-O. Though lost to sight, to memory dear. So It's a little bit like Mizpah. I'm thinking of you even though you're far away. This particular phrase was a little more associated with mourning and death and loss. But, oh man, that color. It's like that acid green. $625, glass and chartreuse foil, 1830s. It's about an inch tall. Love this color. And that's it. Should I go over what's available? How about the little figa, little Italian 15 karat and onyx figa?
I believe Figa has sold.
Okay, figa's sold. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
Figa has sold.
Okay, so let's just like get our, oh, you guys. I'll do a quick rundown. Here's St. George and the Dragon, 1887, enameled with some killer abs. Look at those abs. A nude, hot knight killing a dragon. And it's the triumph of good over evil. $425. If you're interested, you can say invoice St. George and Dragon. Let me see. It's the first time I've had 3 coins left over, which is good because, I mean, it's not good, but if you guys want, I will be bringing these to New York next week. Here's Annona, the keeper of the grain, and it's an ancient Roman coin, silver, $595. Annona is officially my favorite of the goddesses. Wait, Venus is sold, right? And Annona is sold?
Yeah.
Okay, so the ones that are left are Liberalitas, representing generosity. There she is. $595. Here's Libertas on a silver denarius. She is basically representing freedom from oppression. Not a terrible thing to wear on your body. She's holding a hat, which was a cap given to slaves upon their being freed from servitude. So it basically means freedom, in short. Libertas. And you can see her name, Libertas, around the edge. $595. Safety pin. Lindsay will want.
Safety pin is available.
Available. $650. 15 karat gold. I mean, like, melt it down and get your money back. Basically, this is like a really awesome price and a really awesome thing for anyone with a P name in your life. $650. Edwardian. These I'm a little surprised about, but I'll put them on the website and hike up the price, and they should go pretty quick. $1,450. French Belle Epoque rose-cut diamond earrings with back-to-front closures. We've got French import marks, and they're generally like a good size. Let's see. Sparkly. Old cut diamonds. Let me see. French locket. Was this sold?
Not yet. No.
$675. So French, 18 karat, with this possibly very young woman looking so very old in it. You can take her out, no prob. Or leave her in. $675 is pretty great for any kind of 18 karat gold locket, but particularly a French one that's 125 years old. Let's see. How about this guy? Still around? Hair fork?
Still available.
I'm gonna use it to get my goddamn hair out of my face. How's that sound? And what else are we looking at here? Gutta percha ring, $650. I feel like
Gutta percha rings sold.
okay, Gutta percha ring is actually sold. I'm sorry to say. How about, oh, Lisa, I didn't even see you here. Hello. This one sold $225. It's basically free, as Lindsay and I say. Ooh, I'm so surprised you guys have such a thing for moonstone, that this moonstone Art Nouveau pendant is still around. 9 carat moonstone pendant, $575. And last thing, oh, 2 things just sold. What were they? Oh, what'd you get, Lisa? One of those things? I'll show you my last and not least item. This fantastic foiled chartreuse wax seal, though lost to sight, to memory dear. And if you buy it, I will give you one of my wax seal sticks. I haven't tried it, but basically you light it like a candle, let some wax drip, and then imprint it like a stamp. You get one of these. This guy is $625. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys, let me see. Oh, lots of last minute invoice FOMO. I'm gonna keep it going because Veronica needs to record all this stuff. Oh, okay. Sales are popping in. You guys can't go without buying something, apparently. I'm gonna wait for her to catch up, see what sold. You wanna see a screenshot of the hair comb? Yeah, I can send that to you. I can also show you what it looks like in my hair. Can you see that? Is it upside down? Can anyone see? I can't see what I'm doing. But I'll tell you, I have extremely fine hair, and these little hair forks, for me, can hold up like all of my hair. And it's a lot less fugly. It's a lot like, yeah, less ugly than like a black hair tie around my wrist. It's in there. It's sparkling. It's like a messy bun, but way more classy. And it's $375. I have a different hair fork on my desk that I use every day, halfway through the day when I can't stand my hair anymore. Oh yeah, here's another like excellent buy. 15 carat, 18th century rock crystal heart locket. I mean, ultra romantic. Take out the hair, and you've got a freaking Marie Antoinette French Revolution era rock crystal heart locket for $1,000, $1,050. We have one on our website, identical, right now for I think $1,800, because that's generally what they cost. But this one has a little crack in the rock crystal that is not structurally affecting it. Like it's not loose, it's not falling out. Can you see P-Pin as a charm? You mean like hanging? It's a little over an inch long, just know that. P. Thank you. Thank you. All right, should we wrap it up? Or Veronica, you need a little more time?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, guys. Come see us in New York next week, and then the next Instagram Live is on the website. I don't know when it is. I think it's mid-April, April 14th, something like that, middle weekend. Oh, hey, Stephanie, right at the finish. Check our website. I just put all the dates up for the next, 6 Instagram Lives. And I don't know. Thanks. Hope everyone's like planting their gardens. No, you rock. You guys are great. Okay, bye.